What's up, y'all? This is Dubitdown. So we're gonna do a recap of the last 11 years and how I started to grow my company called Dubitdown Company. That's also my Gmail is dubitdowncompany@gmail.com. And these are 4 to 5 businesses I created as an entrepreneur, and I've done this in the last 11 years, growing my music. In the last 2 years, I've been growing my clothing, apparel, and shoe company, and I've been also growing my record label, which is kind of, I didn't start that for a few years ago, but about 2 years ago I started. The name of that company was called SkyGlizzyRecords, and it started roughly 2 years ago, but I've been making the music the last 11 years from my own recording studio at my house, which cost me basically no money the way I record, and the way I don't mix, edit, or write on any of my songs, and just use free to use YouTube beats. But the third thing I did in my business was created a new genre called tronstep. Now, what that is my 985 songs with no editing, no mixing, and no writing on free-to-use YouTube beats. And that's recorded on my $30 Digimax i5 and my laptop. Now, what I would do is simply go into Add Bass to MP3 program, and I would turn it up 18 notches and then save it. And that's called Route Note. That company's called Route Note that I use. And then I would open it up in a pitch changer, and I would speed the tempo up to 1.25, then save the file like that. That's the only 2 steps I did in my mixing. So that's why my new genre is unique. It's rap music, it's hip hop. I'm an independent hip hop artist, but my genre is called tronstep, because the main factor is I did not write on 985 of my songs. I did no editing, very little mixing, and no writing on every one of my songs. I did that whole technique. That's why it's a whole new genre, from the technique that I use. My style's completely different than what most people ever heard. Some people in New York heard some styles like that before, but not exactly the same way. In the last 3 months, I've been putting my music on USB thumb drives. And I coined the phrase portable radio because you can bring the thumb drives with you anywhere you have a USB driver. So, or port for it. You can play them on your laptops, your smart TVs, and your cars. You could get an attachment for your old cars and play them. So my USB thumb drives, I have 985 songs on them, and I'm selling them at $100 each, and that equivalates down to 10 cents a song. A little bit more than 10 cents a song. It's like 10.2, but it's roughly around 10 cents a song on each song of mine for 985 songs, and that comes in at $100 for the whole USB drive. 10 cents a song. That's like 90% cheaper than what Apple and Amazon are charging for downloads. They're charging $1. I'm doing my whole catalog at 10 cents a song. That equivalates to 10 cents a song at $100 each on 985 songs if you do the math. So hopefully you guys will pick one of those up in the future. I'm always adding songs to them, so you could add stuff to these in the future if you need to. It's a great investment if you're looking to invest into a music catalog that you'll love for years and years. Let me see here. So that's like the four businesses. Now the 5th business I created was my sharing selling my royalties. That's like the 5th part of my business, and that's been going on the last year. I've been trying to sell my royalties because I have 985 songs. Let's just basically say each song is worth $1,000 after it's finished. So what you do is you sell your royalties. Remember, each song is worth 1,000. When it's in its final stage of production, your song is worth $1,000 when it's finished. You know, so each one of my songs, it adds up to $985,000. What my catalog is worth right now, as no real songs have took off, except one or two, maybe three, have really took off so far. But my whole catalog right now is worth $985,000 because each song is worth $1,000. Now, what you do is on your website, you have a page where you sell your royalties. That's exactly what I've done on one part of my website. I have a page where you can buy my royalties, and simply do that. Each song is valued at 1,000, so you do 10% of each song royalties for 100. So you do the math, that equals to $1,000 for each song on the 100% royalties. You just give them 10% of the royalties for $100, and you connect that to your website and your Gmail, and you let people find you that way, where they can, if they hear a song of yours, they can buy the royalties for 100. You know, and it's only your royalties are gonna go up if you know, over the years, as your catalog increases in value. You'll be able to sell your royalties for more. But right now, as it is, and you don't have a lot of fan base early in your development, you just simply sell your royalties for like a you know, maybe a 10-year period or something. So you sell your royalties for 10 years of your song. And what you want to do is maybe keep 10% for yourself on each song. So you'll sell up to 90% of each song, and that would equal up to $900 if someone bought 90% of your royalties from that song. And they keep that for 10 years. You might not want to do that on every song, because some of your songs might be hits. But, you know, as it is, if you have a big catalog like mine, you can value each song at $1,000 and sell it in increments of 10%. So hopefully that helps somebody out on that. That's one point across that that I made that I didn't get across in my last video about this 4 businesses I created. I did not get into you know, the selling your royalties. I didn't get into that part in detail because I didn't have it written down in my notes. So that's just one you know, one other business that you have on the you know, from 4 businesses to 5 businesses, you can sell your royalties. If you really if you own 100% of your music like I do, you can sell your royalties. So that's that's the last part of this video. Now what I want to do is let me see here. SkyGlizzyRecords, CheckeredGooseApparel. Let me see here. So all this stuff will be in my website, and like I said earlier in the video, my Gmail is dubitdowncompany@gmail.com. You can sub me on both my YouTube channels, and follow me on all platforms. Leave a like, comment, and share. It's been a lot of fun. Dub it down.